Hello, my brush lads, lasses, and everybody in between. My name is Tyler, and today we are looking at a new Commander deck tech for the partners from Battle Bond, Virtus the Veiled, and Gorm the Great. Before we get started on that, let me just remind you that if you like what we do here at Partners With, be sure to leave us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe. Tell me, who are your favorite partners? Who do you love to partner together? Is it Andrew and I? Because that's what we named our channel after. Anyway, let's get on to the Commander deck. Virtus the Veiled is a 1/1 Azra Assassin for 2 and a black with Death Touch. He also has, when he deals combat damage to a player, that player loses half their life rounded up. Remember that ability, it comes into play later. Gorm the Great, on the other hand, is a giant warrior for 3 and a green who is a 2/7 with Vigilance. He must be blocked if able, and he must be blocked by 2 or more creatures if able. The idea is swinging in with both commanders, having all of your opponents focus off of Virtus, and letting Virtus get in to have their life totals each time he connects. Now, there's a couple different ways we can capitalize off of this. The biggest way is to get more creatures that force our opponent to throw all of their blockers at them. Some big players that we have are things like Taunting Elf, who is a 0/1 elf for a single green, who must be blocked by all creatures able to block him. Stone Tongue Basilisk, a 4/5 for 4 green, who, whenever he deals combat damage to a creature, destroy that creature at the end of combat. So, not quite Death Touch, but Death Touch. And Threshold, all creatures able to block Stone Tongue Basilisk must do so. A reminder, Threshold is so long as we have 7 or more cards in our graveyard. And Tree Shaker Chimera, an 8/5 Chimera for 5 green that also must be blocked by all creatures able to do so. With the upside of when he dies, we draw 3 cards. There's a handful of powerful creatures that have this ability to lure our opponent's creatures away from blocking Virtus, who we actually want to get through. For creatures that don't, we can make our own with enchantments such as Lure. For 1 green, we get an aura that makes it so the enchanted creature must be blocked by all creatures able to block it. And Deadly Allure, a sorcery for a single green that gives our creature Death Touch until end of turn and makes it so it has to be blocked. Deadly Allure is not as good as our other cards because it makes it so that only a single creature has to block the creature targeted, but it also only costs a black and it flashbacks for just a green, so we'll take what we can get. A good place where these abilities come in is with a card called Vicious Battle Rager from Battle for Baldur's Gate. 3 and a black for a 1/5 Dwarf Barbarian. When he enters the battlefield, we take initiative, which isn't here nor there. We don't really care too much about the initiative. I'm not going to go into details about it now. What we care about is Spiked Retribution. Whenever the Vicious Battle Rager becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller loses 5 life. The interesting part of this is that triggers for each creature. So if we were to put, say, Lore on the Vicious Battle Rager and send him in, and our opponent blocks with all of their creatures, for the sake of argument, let's say there are 6 creatures, that's triggering our Vicious Battle Rager 6 times for a total of 30 damage. While he may not come with Death Touch on his own, if we enchant him with something like, say, the Rune of Mortality, we can give him Death Touch, while also drawing ourselves a card and replacing it, and being able to choose which of our opponent's biggest threats we want to assign his 1 power to. Going back to Virtus for a minute, we do have a card in the deck that turns Virtus's life-having ability into a full kill, and that is with the enchantment Warlock class. For single black, we get an enchantment that starts with, at the beginning of your end step, if a creature died this turn, each opponent loses 1 life. That we don't particularly care about. When we level it up for 1 and a black, Then we get to look at the top 3 cards of our library and put one of them into our hand and the rest into our graveyard. That we also don't particularly care for. What we care for is level 3 for 6 and a black. At the beginning of our end step, each opponent loses life equal to the life they lost this turn. Now let's do some simple math. If Virtus hits them and cuts their life in half, they will have half of their life left. Meaning, when our end phase rolls around, they will lose the remainder half and will die. While yes, this is the only card in the deck with that ability to partner with Virtus, we also run plenty of equipment to boost Virtus's power, so we can get in and kill by commander damage should we need to. All in all, this is a really fun deck to play around with if you want to interact with an aspect of combat that most people don't really deal with that much. And that is the attacker getting to decide who does the blocking. Usually the blocker gets to choose who they want to lose and who they want to keep back. But with a deck like this, we can always make sure that our biggest threats are getting through. Be sure to check the link down in the description below this video to be taken to my MTG Goldfish account to show this deck list as I have built it. Let me know down in the comments what changes you would make or what you like about the deck or what you dislike about the deck. I'm always looking to make improvements. Thank you for sitting down and listening to my take on the partners Virtus and Gorm. Be sure to leave us a like, comment down below who your favorite partners are, and shoot us a sub if you want more content like this in the future. I've been Tyler, and thank you for listening. Peace!